hell? It has been a long week, y'all. It's Brian. How y'all doing? Just hanging out here for an hour or so. I was supposed to be on yesterday, but something else that I've been working on took a little extra time. Not work stuff, not work stuff. Stuff over here. Testing out some, multi-camera functions that I'm working on right now. I actually have my GoPro set up and my SLR, which I used to use. Unfortunately, you can't use two GoPros at once on a Windows box. So I am working first world problems. I know. And so I'm just sitting here enjoying a nice bit of time. It's been so exhausting. I've seen this before, and I've seen this at my wife has mentioned this. The Good Doctor Break has mentioned this at her own organization, that when the holidays are coming, people realize, oh shit, there really isn't 2 weeks left in the holiday. There's really like 5 days, especially with Christmas here in the U.S. Well, here in the U.S., Christmas being on Monday. And, Monday, most everybody will be, taking off the last 2 weeks of the year. People who set deadlines of 31 December, you don't have a December, really. Maybe the first couple weeks, even right now, it's like we're seeing people that are like, yeah, I'm out from the 7th to the 3rd of January. So it's like, okay, great. You took 3 weeks off. So you've got people who are like, emergency meetings, everything's critical, we got to get everything done now. And it's like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow, deal with, hey, fix it, how you doing, hey, what's up. Yeah, so it's like those folks are all of a sudden like, ravenous to get things done, because they know they're not going to be able to get things done by the 31st. Last week in the year is pretty much no one's here. Christmas is, on a Monday, so that week is burnt, and everybody will be out next week, probably from about Thursday on. So it's like, yeah, why don't you just pop that into red status, say we'll fix it after the new year and call it good. And so, yeah, I've been in a lot of meetings today. I'm in a lot of meetings tomorrow, and I've got a couple on Friday. That they're all like, oh, we got to do this thing, and I'm like, yeah, you're not gonna get that shit done. You're probably gonna end up having to cancel these meetings because nobody's gonna show up. So yeah, that's been my last couple days, and dealing with just other things. So it's been good times though. So yeah, fix it. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're hanging out. Hope you're doing as well as you can with the holidays. Not everybody enjoys those holidays. Enjoys the holiday period. So I'm just monitoring work Slack just in case. One of the conversations I was having where I was waiting for that person to get back to me, and I said, "Fuck it. If I don't start streaming now, I'll never get to stream." So it's interesting, the communications with different organizations and things that come up where you're sometimes you're dealing with external people, so you have to treat communications differently. You're working with groups of people that are maybe somewhat leery to work with you, or hey, use this workflow. Well, that doesn't work for us because we have to abide by whatever rules that workflow allows in, and trying to stay generic as possible, because I know that my manager sometimes watches this stream. He's cool though. Yeah, he's cool. Yeah. But it's just, I love the holidays, but not the cold. The whole family has had all of the December. Hey, we're hacking live. How you doing? Glad you could join me today. All of December just zoomed by. Yeah. having moved down to San Diego after being in Seattle, they got a ton of rain. I'm not missing the 40-degree temperatures. And hey, MSec, welcome back. At some point, I probably should get back into the advent calendar stuff, but I'm just not feeling it today. But so yeah, it's just interesting communication, not just with people who are trying to get shit done at the end of the year, but it's the trust that has to be generated to communicate in a meaningful manner, right? Depending on who you're talking to, your first back and forth may be a bit trepidatious, may have a bit guarded words and terms. It's kind of like how I talk with y'all. I can't exactly be completely full disclosure with everybody here. One, because I don't know who World Plus Dog is watching right now. No offense to We're Hacking Live and Fix It and MSec. But, we have lurkers and we have people that, may or may not know who, what I do and what I work with and do. So, even inside your own organizations, when you have silos or it's a political thing where people are, they have an axe to grind or have an agenda, or you've heard things about these people and how they organize and work and function. Or that person who every time they talk, it sounds like that they're dealing with a crisis or something like that. Let me make sure my audio levels don't suck. Okay, I spent a good deal of time working on not having audio levels that sucked. So, but yeah, it's just interesting, and it's something that I'm having to learn how to deal with regards to things. One day, maybe I'll tell you if we have an adult beverage and we're not internet sized. So it's interesting. The last couple of days that I've seen on the news has been discussing. Whoa, okay, I've got multiple browser windows. What is going on here? Okay, there we go. Multiple stories about insider threat. And I just found that interesting. So here's one. So we might have talked about this a few months ago. I know we talked about it a few months ago. I was just being facetious here. There was a guardsman, an Air National guardsman by the name of Jack. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Teixeira. Apologies to the airman who is no longer an airman and probably spending time in the federal pokey. He was arrested in April because he was leaking classified documents. Okay. See, this is what happens when you start recording things. Okay. So he put some classified military documents on a Discord server. Hey, Beta Wolf. Man, I got lots of people on today. What the hell? I appreciate that. Anyway, so he shared some military documents on a Discord server, found their way to a wider internet. Maybe he was on too popular a Discord. I don't know. And the U.S. Air Force did an investigation, found out this was the only person directly involved with the leaks. And so he was arrested. The problem was the Inspector General of the United States went back through and made some additional investigations and inquiries. He was a member of this the 102nd Intelligence Wing. He was a computer and IT specialist. Weird, another IT person getting involved with classified documents. He had access to these things. So JWICS, I know JWICS. I've heard of JWICS. Classified. It's a also other platforms and other networks that exist out there on the in the mill side that he had access to, and so he pulled a Snowden, he pulled a Manning, and leaked some of those documents. I don't know what for. Maybe he felt it was a political statement or what have you. So they assume that he's worked alone, which is great. The problem is the report says that he was observed viewing this information and his supervisors were informed, but nobody did anything about it. And that's where they got in trouble, right? So there was a bit of an issue. So they went back in, they did some more investigation, and 15 people have now been either relieved of duty or have suffered UCMJ punishment, non-judicial punishment, because of this, because of the lackadaisical attitude or actions of the people that he worked with. So the colonel of the 102 IW got relieved of command. Another colonel was also administrative action, and there were several other folks that also received NJP or Article 15 issues. So this is the military, but we see this. We've seen this in other places where things like access control is not there, or kind of like we saw with Snowden. But in the corporate life, you've got people that are like, hey, all you need to do is find somebody who thinks like you, that a workflow is too complicated and they have access but you don't. And with a little social engineering, pretty much, hey, I need access to this doc, but man, this permissions workflow is a pain in the ass, whatever. You got person B over here going, oh man, I know what you're talking about. That's awful. Here, yeah, let me hook you up. I may not need access to that, but person B and person A are both in the wrong here. One, person B should not be allowing person A, me, access to these things. But that's all you need. All you need is a process that is too cumbersome, or we should solve this by just not having any government secrets done. See, Beta Wolf, that's not constructive. I think that we do need to have classifications. I do think that we need to have those secrets. I think that maybe there's a little too much that's been overclassified. Even I saw that back when I was in the Navy. It was like, there's a lot of shit that's classified that maybe doesn't need to be classified or can be found in unclassified ways, which is why we have